Do 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 do. It's very dramatic when I only get lit from one side, and it makes it look like I'm missing a tooth. So glamorous. So glamorous. Do you know who pointed that out to me, Aaron? My mother. That's the feedback I'll have to get a WhatsApp message. Why does it look like you're missing a tooth?
I don't know how to say this 100k live starts.
Yeah. I'm nothing if not authentic. Hello, everybody. I may need to put on glasses. I'm not convinced that I can read the comments as they come through here. There we go. Hi. Oh my God. Hey, everybody. Oh my God. Hey, everyone. Hello. Howdy, hi, and hello. So many people here. Oh, I should post about it on Instagram. I will do. Yeah, this is just a casual Monday night live stream, but with the message of thank you so much, everybody, for subscribing. And everyone, only subscribers can comment. So everyone who is commenting here, you are all a part of this. You are among the 100,000 people. Do you know, the funny thing is, like, 1,000, I remember when I got 1,000 subscribers. I remember that milestone. And then thereafter, you just think in thousands. And so I don't actually think about 100,000. I think, hold on, we're going to get to that in a minute. I just think of, it just feels like 100. And then I think of like what 100,000 actually means, which is sort of an unfathomable number of people. Do I think Jessie will win the Olivier? Do you mean Buckley? Do you mean like she already has? She won for Cabaret. Is there a different Jessie? I can only assume that that's what that's about. Anyone got?
Because Jessie Tyler Ferguson didn't get a nom.
No. Lynn has intermittent audio. How's everybody else doing? This ring light is flickering, but that's a different problem, unless I'm just technically falling apart, which is not impossible. Let me know if that resolves itself. Everyone else's audio is fine. Lynn, that may be a you problem, I'm sorry to say, but I hope that it gets resolved. How's everybody doing? Some familiar faces already. I did watch SNL UK. I've been away for the weekend. You had 2 days without videos, and I was trying to upload something on Saturday, but the Edinburgh vlog that I shared on Sunday, which was a very fun vlog, actually. It was a very fun day. I really quite liked that one. That was meant to get uploaded on Saturday, but I was posting it on Center Parcs Wi-Fi. If anyone's not from the UK, Center Parcs is like a forest holiday activity park.
It's like camp. No, I was going to say it's like camp. I don't know.
I went to 20 times between the ages of fetus and 15, 16, when it became too expensive for my family to continue going. But on a big nostalgia thing, my family all went again for the first time in years. And so I was there this weekend having a nice restful time, having a little break. And I was trying to post a vlog from their Wi-Fi. It was 25 gigabytes and it took 21 hours. But you got it eventually. I say all of that to say, yes, I did watch Saturday Night Live UK. I watched it from Center Parcs. And there was a joke about Center Parcs in it and I lost my mind. I enjoyed it. I think it's definitely going to find its feet. It's the first one ever and it's live. It was just great to see. And a lot of people have talked about this, but so many new faces and voices in British comedy.
Yeah.
And I kind of finished it and was like, there was only one sketch I really loved. And then I was thinking back about more and more. And I was like, no, there's a lot I really liked. And there were a lot of winning moments in sketches that just needed to find their rhythm.
It was fun to have multiple theatrical people.
It was fun to have multiple theatrical people. And that will only continue. And if you are kind of like, I guess I see the most comedians at like Edinburgh Fringe and adjacent. And so there were a lot of people I recognized from that arena. Which is exciting. Hoping to see more of Annabelle Marlowe, who is a cast member, who I've seen in multiple musicals. Let me keep up with the messages here. Thank you for the kind words, everybody. Thoughts on news of Jamie Moscato as Phantom in Love Never Dies concert in October. Funnily enough, I just posted a reel about that, pretty much just saying the reason to book tickets is to hear Celinda sing Love Never Dies and to hear Jamie sing Till I Hear You Sing.
Mhm.
Everything else said about that show, it's a gorgeous score, and it's going to be, we know how it was done in concert the last time, so
And Celinda was amazing.
Celinda was great. It sounded great. This is my only fear with these concerts, my only real reluctance about them is if the sound is bad and if the tech is bad, and it wasn't. So I trust these producers, and I'm excited to hear it, if absolutely nothing else. It's not going to resolve the book problems because it's just a concert staging. It's part of the whole Phantom 40th anniversary birthday celebration. It's part of the Phantom 40th anniversary birthday celebrations. Hello in Cincinnati. Hello. I saw the tour of Shucked a few weeks ago. A lot more changes than I'd expected from the Broadway version. I've only really heard about changes at the top of the second act. I don't know that I'd heard of many more changes to the Shucked tour. Tell me more.
And it's interesting because I don't think those changes came to the UK version.
No.
So the UK version was pretty similar, other than, we had the changes with Maisie in Act 1. That was a big change.
Oh, yes, there were. Yes, there were. There were music changes. So the tours probably had the same thing. It was like the end of Travel song, like Woman of the World, reprise. Yeah. It was around there. Yes. No, there were changes. Oh, and he had a different song. Well, he had different. Oh, the guy, Why Can't I Be Better Than Just Being Better? Did he have a completely different song? Or something was different there?
Something was different. I didn't think he had a different song. It was the same song.
Was it a different end?
Maybe. That sounds
yes, there was a different end, but there was something else about him that had changed. I forget. Anyway, I've missed some comments here. Thank you for the congratulatory messages, everyone. It's you. It's all of you. You all subscribed. You did this. You made it possible. Love the Scottish vlog, and that train looked awesome, but where was the Starlight Express singing? It was very late, and I was very concerned.
Oh, yeah, because I watched it last night. It was when you were like, it would be rogue if I didn't sing it. And I was like, he actually didn't. I
didn't. No. I think it's because, I don't know, it feels a little untrain-like when you're in there. And I thought it would make me think more about Starlight Express than it did. But it was very comfortable. When will the Beetlejuice cast be announced? I have no idea, but possibly this week. Am I seeing Q soon? Oh, I like that.
Avenue Q.
Have you ever done that? Is that Q as an abbreviation for Avenue Q? Q? Are you seeing Q?
I did put AVE.Q.
You must see Q. It sounds sort of quite posh, like actors saying to each other, have you been seen for Q? Are you doing Q?
I don't know if I'd say AVQ.
You know Stephen? He's doing Q.
It sounds like you're doing a posh way of saying something rude.
Oh, and it sounds a bit like something. Yeah, it does sound like that, doesn't it? I will be seeing Avenue Q on its opening night, its press opening night in mid-April.
Yeah,
a couple of weeks away. It's after the Oliviers, so
I do really want to see it already.
I know. Everyone's going in previews, and I'm jealous. Yeah. Joe says, hello, Joe. Congrats on 100K being here since the Cinderella saga. Many people joined during the Cinderella saga. It was good to me, if no one else. When are you seeing your next opera, Mr. I will see more opera this year? And what will you be seeing? I've been minimally proactive. I've been seeing more opera because I've been invited to more opera.
To be fair, the opera that we also were going to the most was the Colosseum, and they're currently Kinky Boots.
Yes, so it's been via the English National Opera has been our easiest pathway in. Did get invited to a very interestingly what seems like a very interestingly staged production of Salome.
Oh yes,
Regent's Opera, I think. That I'm trying to find a way to make it work in April, but April, there's a couple other things that are still falling into place at the moment. I'm still figuring out. I've sorted March, just about. April, I'm still figuring it out. When do you think the Hunger Games will close and what will replace it? I don't know that the Hunger Games. I know that like what we're seeing happening is word of mouth online around the Hunger Games is evolving because there is, you know, positivity about it. There are other things. I don't know how soon and to what extent that's going to have an impact on ticket sales. I don't know how the Hunger Games is actually selling and if it's going to continue to sell well. It went on sale and before it opened, people were really excited about it. I think a lot of people are perhaps still excited about it. I don't know if some of the wind has been knocked out of its sails a little bit.
It didn't get like anything at the Olivier's.
Yeah,
Interesting,
but I don't know if it needed anything at the Olivier's.
It's difficult because like Hercules was selling really well, and then we saw when it started to.
But then there's such a community there of like Disney creators and Disney people who would go, and they're used to. I think the Disney community is really used to forming opinions on things.
Mm-hmm.
How is that new character meet at the park? Yeah. How is this new movie that just came out? And the Hunger Games, I'm probably underestimating the book community. And I don't know. If someone from within that bubble has, where is fandom opinion on the Hunger Games? And is that having an impact on ticket sales? It's so hard to say in the UK because we don't have public grosses.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing.
In terms of what could replace it, that space is adaptable. It's not going to be the same set. No. So
or layout.
Anything or nothing.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Mickey and Aaron, for all the work you put into recognition for Aaron James. The most important work that Aaron puts in is maintaining my sanity. Otherwise, a lot of things simply would not get filmed. And also, I have to give you credit for some of the most successful video ideas of all time. Aaron is it was 2022 when I gained a few tens of thousands of subscribers in a couple of months, and
it was like the big jump.
Cinderella stuff was happening and Funny Girl drama was happening on Broadway at the same time, and I wasn't going to talk about this. Was before either of us had been to New York.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't going to talk about the Funny Girl thing.
You were adamant you weren't.
I was like, it's their business. I have no credibility here. I have no business weighing in on a Broadway thing. And we can all laugh at that now. Now I've been to Broadway, so now I feel more like I can actually talk about it. But you said like, no, you should talk about this. And it was the combined impact, I think, of a couple videos, or at least those two topics, that kind of brought awareness of the conversations that I was having to a lot more people on social media. So I have to credit that to Aaron James. Good job, Aaron James. What else do we got here? You go to the US a few times a year. Will you ever do a trip to San Francisco, as they seem to have a huge regional theatre community, plus it's the birthplace of Wicked? I would love to. I was just talking to my sister about this the other day, about West Coast US places, because I'd like to go back to San Diego and take Aaron. Yeah. I think invariably it would be nice to do maybe like a more extended West Coast thing that kind of dances around a couple places. But Kate Reinking will have to be our tour guide.
We'd have to go to Disneyland.
We'd have to go to Disneyland. We'd have to. We'd be obliged. I think it would be the answer to all these things is when the right show necessitates going there. Because
enough shows. And enough shows.
That's the other thing. I mean, one huge show I would travel for.
Yeah, it's just the period of time that we'd be missing in the UK and what would be happening here. That's always the hard thing.
It's the balance. It's the balance with the travel. I saw the new Hadestown cast and Gayton was sitting behind us, Matarazzo. Oh. I assume there to see Joshua, obviously. Oh, yeah, because they were Gavroches together. That's sweet. Could Gayton do Hadestown? Intriguing. Curious. Bernadette says, congrats, Mickey. You are my go-to for all things stagey, and I'm always pulling up your reviews when I get ready to go see shows in Denver. Oh, how fun. Amazing. Oh, well, that's fun to be seeing shows that I've talked about all the way in Denver. That's a nice way of thinking about, because theatre is this weird little thing that feels so temporary and so location specific. And to think about shows having such a broad life.
Yeah, there's so many tools, or even just like non-replica productions, but the same material.
Yeah. Do you think it's worth reading Dracula before going to watch it in London? No, because she's going to read it to you. So even if you were to do like an audiobook, it would just be duplicating your experience. I don't think that's
not really
that's not the preparation. I think the preparation is more in terms of getting ready to anticipate what the actual theatrical experience is, which is very screen heavy. I went into Dorian Gray being like, I'm going to try and be indifferent to the screen and just lock in on her. Does not work.
No.
Does not work.
You kind of have to I think with Dracula is pay attention to just like the tech and what they're doing. Because I enjoyed seeing how they were making it possible, and I found that the easiest way into it.
Hello from Melbourne. Hello to you in Melbourne. Australians, also another one. We talked about San Francisco, but I'm still determined to make it to Australia. What else have we got here? Loved the Scottish vlog, and oh no, I've done that one already. These are the shucked changes. The choreography for Best Man Wins was simplified. Woman of the World lyrics different. A lot of the little jokes throughout were different, including one that was kind of transphobic, in my opinion. The new one or the old one? They do play with the one-liners and the peanut jokes.
The peanut jokes were different in the UK.
Yeah. What do you think is the best musical on Broadway as of right now? It's Next to Erin's Head. It's there. It's maybe Happy Ending. Without a doubt, without question. And I haven't seen it yet, but I'm tempted to say Every Brilliant Thing might currently be my favorite play on Broadway, based only on my knowledge of
the play.
But more things set to open this spring, so that may change.
I'm excited to see Dog Day Afternoon.
Yes, we're very intrigued about Dog Day Afternoon. What else have we got here? Oh, I'm already so far behind. Wouldn't be a Mickey Jo live stream if I was on time. Oh, not Starlight Express, Skimbleshanks. Oh yeah. And I've never seen. Have you ever seen a cat on a station platform? They've really tightened things up since the mid 1980s, or since whenever Old Possums. That's even older. There's a whisper down the line at 11:49. I'm pretty
not on the platform, but maybe.
I'm pretty sure I had Skimbleshanks in my head. Because it specifically is and in the VHS recording that I grew up watching, he has a Scottish accent, but they do talk about going to the northern part of the Northern Hemisphere. I think there's an actual geographical reference in the lyric. They think they were with it. Oh yeah, there's Carlisle and Dumfries. Yeah, it's all in there. It's all very Scottish. Very Scottish. It's Amanda Palmer, aka Amanda. I saw a new Australian musical last night, My Brilliant Career. We've heard about this.
I keep hearing songs from it. I was actually this morning I was listening to a clip of that musical.
Based on the novel of the same name that most Aussies will have studied at school. Absolutely amazing. I'm officially intrigued. I'm officially very intrigued.
I keep wondering whether there's any plans for that to try and come.
Is that in Melbourne at the moment?
I think it's just got to Sydney. It's been going round. It was in Canberra at one point.
Oh.
Because from my understanding, it did a really successful run last year, and then this tour is because of that successful run, it's come back.
Wow.
The message is very cool too. It looks like
based on a very well-known book, it seems as well. Wow. We're definitely intrigued. I'm hoping to see Jesus Christ Superstar. I'm assuming to see Jesus Christ Superstar. It's one of those. I'm hoping to be there on or around press night in an official capacity. So I have not bought tickets, but I'm hoping to be there. We'll find out. Tips to get to 100K and start a YouTube channel. Oh, it's tricky because I think I got very lucky with the way that mine sort of kick-started, in as much as I got platformed quite early on by the show Be More Chill. And I got given a lot of opportunities in terms of rehearsal room access and collaboration with what was a very popular show with musical theatre fans. So I got to go in and like capture rehearsal room and media call performance content and film that and put it online, and that got like tens of thousands, and that definitely helped. I got to when I said earlier, I got to 1,000 subscribers sat in the foyer of the other palace with Bryony Rose and Amy Lovett waiting to go and watch the afternoon dress rehearsal of Be More Chill back in early 2020. Yeah, very, very early, like February 2020, fateful days. So it's been basically, for the vast majority of the subscriber growth, it's been 6 years for the last 99,000 of these. My go-to YouTube advice is to always talk about something that you care deeply about, that you are passionate about, because you will get exhausted and you will get burned out, and it's so much harder to fake something. You will just give up. I wouldn't have been able to keep doing content as regularly as I have if I wasn't also deeply fascinated by what I was talking about. And I think just trying to be authentic with that, and that's what people will connect to, is enthusiasm and passion. And so trying to be what you think people want isn't necessarily as beneficial. Again, that's a lot of what I was doing in the early days, was trying to emulate YouTube content. I didn't think people wanted reviews.
That was a big thing, I think, with you as well. Like, people, if anybody like knows you for reviews or thinks of you as like for your critic side, you were kind of, even when we met, we still didn't think people would listen to you for that long talking about criticism.
No, there's been a real evolution in, and I get feedback sometimes that I take myself too seriously now or whatever, and I think I've changed as a person while doing this, and I've grown up a lot while doing this. If it's been 6 years, I guess I was 24, which seems really young now. I didn't think I was at the time. But yeah, that's a handful of pieces of advice. But I'm also lucky to be, I always say it's lucky and it's advantageous and disadvantageous that I'm one of few people to talk about theatre on YouTube. And as I was beginning, lockdown happened and almost everyone else sort of stopped. And I just tried to find a way to keep going because I'd just started. But also, it's not a particularly nurturing social media subject like beauty or fitness, because there's so much more viewership for those other things, or video game streaming or whatever. But then you would be a smaller fish in a bigger pond. So it's that debate. So I'm just forever trying to get people interested in theatre, basically. And I get very excited about like Rachel Zegler singing on a balcony, or the Wicked movie, and things that suddenly make
theatre bigger.
Yeah, I know if like all of my friends, the ones who love theatre, but also the ones who are just like more casually aware of it, if they care about something, I'm like, oh, people are really interested in this.
Reminds me of when Glee came out.
It is it's just like when Glee came out. Yeah, we need a new Glee, not a Glee boot necessarily, but something else with the same cultural impact. Oh, that's dubious. I wanted to ask, after your video about not being allowed to review certain shows, what would happen if you did? I mean, I'm assuming PR blacklist, but would a big company like The Guardian care? I mean, outlets have gone rogue, and, you know, I don't...
People have bought it, actually.
It's so un-British to actually blacklist someone. I think it's a lot of, like, sort of posturing and suggesting, and no one's I've never known anyone to actually be threatened with like blacklisting or being cut off of something. The only examples I can think of that happening are in the US, and I think they get over it real quick because there was an outlet, I think this is public knowledge, but I'm not going to say it in case it's not. There was an outlet that talked about a show ahead of it beginning, and on the back of that was not invited to review. It was explicitly said, you people will come and review, but you can't. And so just bought a ticket and went to go do it anyway.
The relationship is too strong between people needing people.
This is a
on
question
both
for you,
ways,
actually. Yeah, Aaron should answer this.
And a relationship. It's too necessary on both. The relationship is too important on both sides to let one show, especially when it comes to a PR. A PR works for many different clients. Every show, that relationship is between the PR. It's a very thing, because the PR has a relationship with the media that's separate from the show that they're talking about, because that person also represents tons of different producers who will have different priorities, and it's all about nurturing relationships. Blacklisting also, if that happened to one outlet, everybody talks.
Yeah.
Everybody, critics are in networks of critics who all write for the other ones, who are all friends. You don't want to start a thing where just it's small. Theatre's very small. It's not one of those places where you can you would rock the boat so much it would tip over.
I was saying there's been some sort of big and controversial personalities in mainstream theatre criticism in the last 20 years or so. We're kind of in an age right now where there aren't any that are that contentious.
Not of paper critics.
No, it's sort of, everyone is quite well behaved these days. And so I think
it's also in a changing landscape of where theatre sits in papers and at papers, and what the focus is, how much of the focus is on who writes for it versus just the outlet just getting it out.
I really think, I mean, they might get a call from the PR, they might get a call from the producer. I really don't know. I don't think it would damage the relationship for that long. I think there'd just be a conversation about it. But also, I didn't call what I did for Legally Blonde a review, and there's a lot of what I would do in a review that I specifically didn't do. It was more descriptive. I talked about it. I said I was trying to approach it as a fan rather than anything else. But because I bought a ticket, I don't think it would have... I wouldn't have been in trouble if I had called it a review.
Yeah.
Because I bought a ticket, basically.
If somebody buys a ticket, it's a very different situation to if they were given a PR ticket and under an agreement.
Yeah. Saw Wild Party Saturday night. Stunning. Christopher, I'm so jealous. Have you seen the clip of Jasmine, Amy Rogers, and is it Jasmine and Jelani singing that duet together?
I haven't listened to it yet.
I don't know that I accuse a Wild Party. I genuinely think that Jasmine Amy Rogers is the talent of a generation.
Oh yeah.
I think she's a generational talent. I think she's this remarkable discovery. The versatility, the fact she's doing this and also being Olive, the range between those two roles alone, and what she did in Boop, I think she's going to have an extraordinary career. I think we've never seen anyone with that kind of versatility of skill set, and she's completely unique.
Yeah.
You don't get a lot of performers these days because it's musical theatre is only a few generations old.
Yeah.
As a concept, and it's changed a lot because you have legit, and then you had mega, and then you had contemporary, and whatever. A lot of performers these days sort of perhaps model themselves after or get compared to previous performers.
Yeah.
You're trying to be a blank type. To find someone who's completely unique is exciting.
Or I think just people are going into the industry who are ready to go for these specific roles, and then it becomes less they're trying to fit into the model so that they can play those roles.
Yeah, because Jasmine could be anything and anyone.
Yeah.
It's so exciting. I'm such a fan of hers. And so I'm really sad not to be able to go see The Wild Party. Congrats on 100K. Thank you so much. Any tips for a 3-show day in London? Doing my first this summer with Beetlejuice, Oh Mary, and Avenue Q. Wow.
That's fun.
That's a zany day. That's it's not an entirely Kevin McCullum produced day, but it's a Broadway transfer day. So Beetlejuice matinee, over to Oh Mary, Avenue Q. That's is Oh Mary a 5:30?
I think so.
That's a quick walk. I guess down through Leicester Square. I'd be tempted. Here's my advice. No, that's a bit tricky. I don't know. I'd be tempted to go to Tottenham Court Road and get on the Northern Line down to Embankment and walk over from there. But that's sort of a bit of a walk on either end. You're probably better off just walking straight there. Food is the difficult thing. I'd say have a big lunch before all 3 shows, so that if you don't have time for food in between,
then you can get snacks at the theatre, and like it's just to tide you over kind of thing.
Not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Correct. What is your favourite Playbill artwork of this Tony season? I haven't seen them all yet. What have I enjoyed so far? Oh, I don't know that I've been wowed by... Excuse me. Excuse me. I don't know if I've been wowed by any... Do you have a favourite Playbill so far?
Maybe what I saw of Cats is.
I mean, yeah. Aesthetically, Cats is...
I think
probably my favourite marquee.
What we've seen of the season.
I'm thinking about plays.
I did like the Two Strangers Playbill.
I liked the Playbill.
Yeah.
More so than the marquee artwork. But I think they're going to have the same maybe happy ending evolution, hopefully, where they figure out, that initial key art was not the one.
Two Strangers' merch has just had a big redesign, and it's so cute, the new merch.
Speaking of which, if anyone is wondering where my Two Strangers foam finger is, it's behind Aaron. It's behind the sofa. It's down the back.
Oh, it fell down.
It did.
Oh no.
I'll retrieve it at some point. It's fairly large. What is Tilda Swinton doing? Tilda Swinton is doing a play called Man to Man.
Yes, at the Royal Court.
At the Royal Court. The comment was, what is Tilda Swinton doing at the Royal Court? Which you could also read as, what's Tilda Swinton doing at the Royal Court? Tilda Swinton's doing a, I believe, very sold out run of a play called Man to Man.
Royal Court season is sold out. This has been probably one of the biggest slam dunks I've seen from a theatre season in sales.
It's an incredible
amazing
season. It's, really remarkable.
You really don't see that.
No. Great work from Dave Byrne and everyone in the building. It's a reprise. Tilda is reprising a performance that she gave
but she was already
years ago. Hasn't been on stage in years. As Dave Byrne was explaining it at the launch, he said, how do you find this generation's Tilda Swinton? And said to everyone, I'll give you a moment to think about it. And he said the answer, of course, is there isn't another Tilda Swinton, so we've just got Tilda Swinton to do it again. So that's very exciting. Speaking of the Royal Court, Nikki is seeing John Proctor as the villain this coming Saturday, and so excited, as you should be.
Yes.
Doing a U and reading The Crucible to prepare. That's great preparation.
That's great.
That's really great preparation.
That's really great, because it's not... It's I think it's good to... If you go in with the knowledge about The Crucible... Yeah. You can enjoy it so much more, but it's not so necessary for people to know before. It's just this... It's this extra bit of, I get this.
They do explain it, so there's arguably no requirement. I would say it's almost a need to at least know the plot of The Crucible, the most one-sentence explanation of The Crucible. But you would gain nuance and you would feel more proximal to the conversations that they're having if you know it recently and well. Yeah. So that's a great choice. Good for you. I saw the opera Elixir of Love done by a university last week. It was amazing. How exciting. I'm most excited about Thespians the Musical this year. I keep remembering it's happening. Do you have a New York trip planned? I'm going for the first time at the end of April.
Exciting.
Perhaps. At this point, there's little point me being coy and being maybe we'll go back to New York when we've been trying to catch the season for the last few years.
Opened or started performances in the last week.
If we haven't been yet, we're going soon, because we've got to catch all of these spring openings. So yes, another big New York trip is on its way. I'm not currently packing, but any day now I'll start thinking about it. Why don't you make biographical videos about musical theatre lyricists? I don't make biographical videos about anyone. That's because that's a lot of work, and it's almost closer to what Brendan does over at Wait in the Wings. I'm not against it, but it would be something of an undertaking to do. I would probably, if I were to do something like that, I would probably do more of a feature that's here are my 10 favorite Tim Rice lyrics.
Or these the lyricists who changed theatre, or something that's a listicle kind of sense.
Yeah, I thought about doing my favorite Disney lyrics earlier because I was running around Center Parcs this morning, and I was running, and on my running playlist, I Just Can't Wait to Be King came on, and there's a lyric in that is so deceptively, you don't think about it, but it's so silly smart, and I love it's exactly my favorite kind of wit. Brilliant work from Tim Rice, Sir Tim Rice, and it's not out of service, out of Africa. Oh, this child is getting wildly out of wing, because it's how a bird would say out of hand, because he doesn't have hands, he has wings. So the bird would, it's the bird interpretation, it's the avian interpretation of the expression out of hand is out of wing. And I love that. It's right up there with the Hunchback lyric. We all have gaped at some Adonis, and then we craved a meal more nourishing to chew. And since you're shaped like a croissant is, no question of she's got to love a guy like you. Best lyric ever. Best one. Anyway, carrying on. Tips to get... Oh, no, we've done that. Congrats. Saw national US tour of Stereophonic this past weekend. It was the first show in 40 years as a theatre goer that I, along with half the audience, walked out of a production. Now, I haven't seen this tour and this current cast. I saw Broadway, I saw the UK.
It seems very specific to the tour, which is like...
I have heard this about the tour before.
It's the only version I've heard it come up with is the tour, not...
Plays like Stereophonic don't often tour commercially around the country.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And a lot of Tony-winning best plays, from what I can remember, don't necessarily do like the big touring circuit. Stereophonic, there it is. Stereophonic has a different remit, I think, because of
the music.
Yeah, the amount of its award-winning and award-nominated success, but also the music. So it allows it to do a little bit more. And I think people go in a lot of the time on like, oh, I've just heard it's great, and don't necessarily know what it is beforehand. And I think it can be just conceptually polarizing. Some people are like, this is so slow and this is so long.
It's also a play that takes a long time to get going.
Yeah.
Which is the point of it. But
yeah.
I feel like I don't know how that translates on a touring. Like, I also don't know how, like, I don't know how that play would work even if it was touring the UK.
Yeah. Stacey Rice asked, will you be seeing Jeremy Jordan in Just in Time? Is it sacrilegious to say if I was going to see Just in Time again, and I'd love to see Jonathan again, because honestly, that was joyous, and I wasn't expecting to love the show as much as I did. I feel like you feel the same.
Mm-hmm.
Is it wild to say I would sooner see Matthew Morrison do it than Jeremy Jordan?
We won't get the chance to.
No, I don't think we will get the chance to.
Because he's only doing... It is wild to me that he's literally only doing 15 days.
Yeah. But also...
The more I see the numbers, the more I'm like... I gather the way around it worked was Jeremy was booked in, and then they had the gap, and then the offer went.
Well, do you not think he might come back?
He might come back, or
Jonathan might come back.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Jonathan can't, because...
No, Jonathan's over in the UK.
I didn't know what Jeremy's...
Or at least after.
Schedule on it is.
It's just interesting with Matthew, because it's like, there's this doing that, and then he will come back later on, and there's like a doing it early to come back, or
the thing is,
tall?
I've seen Jeremy do his last 2 Broadway roles, and he's been back to back in it on Broadway for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
He did Gatsby, and then he left that to do Floyd Collins, and then he went back into Gatsby, and now he's going direct from Gatsby into Just in Time, and it's always a great time to see. Yeah, it's always great to see Jeremy Jordan on stage. Matthew Morrison hasn't been on Broadway since...
It's been a very long time.
Before Glee, since leaving South Pacific to go do the Glee pilot, right? Oh, no, Finding Neverland.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Finding Neverland.
Yeah.
But I have never seen Matthew Morrison on stage. And I think... I don't know. I feel like the role feels a little closer to Matthew Morrison than Jeremy Jordan. I don't know.
Matthew Morrison was known for being a bit like a mover and like that kind of.
Jeremy is very charming and very funny.
Yeah.
So I think that beginning part, Matthew Morrison out of like as himself doing that beginning part, that's going to be interesting too. There's so much of this I hadn't thought about, and now I'm like, from different perspectives, it would be interesting to see them both, and see all the Bobby Darrens, because you're going to get really different shows
And rewrites.
Carrying on, I saw Matilda at Edinburgh Playhouse yesterday and had no idea it was the biggest traditional theatre in the UK in terms of seats. Thank you, Aaron James. I didn't know that either.
It's such a gorgeous theatre as well. I'd love to go back. We watched the vlog back, and my mum reminded me that I saw The Lion King there, and the walkthrough was phenomenal.
We have some love for your Pixar hoodie.
Thank you. That is wonderful.
Do we know who will be in the new UK touring cast of 6? Do you know, I'm so out of the loop. I didn't even realise we were due a new UK touring cast of 6.
I didn't realise we were approaching a new cast.
Is it currently on tour? Are we on a break between tours?
Never not on tour.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking, yeah.
It's never not on tour. It's still on the UK tour because the international legs finished a while ago, I think.
Yeah.
So they're back on UK.
Congrats, Mickey Jo, on the success of your channel. Heading to NYC and London starting tomorrow for a major theatre trip. Oh my gosh, enjoy.
Wow.
Have a great time. Sunrise on the Reaping, the movie, will come in November. So the Hunger Games fandom is pretty much alive and traumatized. I saw Hunger Games on stage twice and loved it. There you go. Yeah. There is no monolithic opinion about any piece of theatre. And
again, nobody sees grosses. So
nobody sees grosses.
They're doing a fan night. I saw that. They just announced today. They're doing their first fan night at Hunger Games on stage.
Yeah, I think they're trying to figure out where their audience is and how long-term that audience is. It's not a cheap show to run, by the looks of it. But yeah, intrigued to see how all of that continues. I'll of course be reporting on it. I think it's going to be an interesting story to see develop, but I'm kind of rooting for it, in as much as it would be better for the industry in general if that show continues to play at that theatre rather than it closing and us needing to put something else in that theatre because the theatre still needs to make money.
Yeah,
this is where it gets a little bit dangerous, maybe, in my opinion, to build a lot of new theatres. But I am team, we have enough theatres and we don't need, I'm team more theatres does not fix the problem, and you like new theatres.
I like new theatres.
Aaron likes buildings.
Well, I like these new theatres because they're sometimes best for access, but also they're more adaptable. Which
is a good thing.
Because the older theatres have a lot of listings, and we cannot change situations that you can't do them around or stuff like that.
Yeah. There was a question up here a really long time ago. I'm going to try and speed through some of these. Here we go. Which King Herod are you most excited for?
Jesse Tyler Ferguson.
I think that's what I was going to say. Or oh no, Richard Armitage.
Oh yeah, also
Richard Armitage. But also, if he's been singing and dancing this whole time, where have you been, Richard? Where, and like the Jamie Lloyds of this world, where have you been? Various directors and casting people and producers. How have we not?
This is a great way, though, to be like, hey, me.
Why is he not doing Night Music yesterday? Why is he not doing Sweeney Todd? Why is he doing King Herod for like 4 days?
Maybe this is him easing in.
I don't know. It's jump in the pool, Richard. The water's lovely. Come to Utah. There's a ton of theatre here. I would be very intrigued to. If I'm going to Utah, I don't know if this exists, but I would like to do like a Celebrity Homes style tour of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Not even joking. Not the Mormon wives. I have nothing against them. I'm just not familiar with their work. It's the RHOSLC ladies. Coming to London in August. Think I can see 4, maybe 5 shows. What do you recommend? We'll have a whole new bunch of arrivals by August.
A lot of new shows will be on them.
I hopefully will have reviewed everything of significance by then. So I would say just keep your eyes peeled. It's crazy to think the kids who will be in Billy might not have even been born when it closed on the West End. Ow. Ouch.
Accurate.
Why did you have to point that out to us all?
Yeah, I know.
That's true. That's true. I saw a thing. I haven't fact-checked this, but I saw a thing saying the cheapest ticket to Billy Elliot when it comes back is going to be the same price as it was when it closed.
To be honest, could be accurate.
And I think it was like $29.50 or no, I think it was $29.50. rather than $39.50, which for then would actually have been quite a high lowest price circa the closing.
Yeah.
And for now is just like definitely on the cheaper end.
Yeah.
And at the Adelphi, at the top, at the back, I mean, it's still good. I remember when the back rows of West End theatres was like £15. Simpler times. Cheaper times for everyone.
Yeah.
Do you know when we're getting the Beetlejuice West End cast announcement? It's less than 2 months till it opens and no news on casting yet. As I say, I have no idea. Maybe it's later this week. Who knows? I'm so curious what you might have thought of the Purple Rain initial performances. I heard so many things. It needs work if it's going to make it beyond Minnesota, but I would relish how you think it could/should improve. Wish I could have got there. But yeah.
I mean, that's what out of towns are for.
Yeah.
Like, the good thing is that if you haven't heard anything about it since, like, that normally means that they are, like, taking on board and rewriting, I think, or rechanging, because if something announces quite quickly after, there's a very limited window of time to, like, work on the material.
Yeah. Thank you, KTK, for your congratulatory message. Do you think one day will change much on transfer? So similar thing there.
Yeah.
Debating whether to do a day trip up to Edinburgh to see it. I think if you would enjoy the trip, there's something really nice about. There's also currently things can go wrong. There's no set in stone guarantee it has a future life and will open again.
Until it's announced, we'll know. But like,
if you want to see it, and if you want to see it with this cast,
yeah,
because a lot of the time, like a lot of the transfers where you'd assume people would definitely, I thought there was no way. I was just going to say Benjamin Button. I thought there's no way Jamie Parker won't reprise, and then he didn't. And it wasn't because of a theatre clash. I think he was doing TV or something, or simply just didn't want to do.
But both of them changed.
In the West End, they did. So if you care about seeing it in Scotland, if you care about seeing it point blank, if you care about seeing it with Jamie and Sharon, I would go and see it in Edinburgh. We also had a really special day.
It's a very pretty theatre.
It's a very pretty theatre, and just like doing all of the Scotland stuff.
You're in a city as well that it like the musical has a big connection to.
Yeah.
Which is very cute. But we don't know if it's going anywhere. Like it's really specific, that staging, that there's only a few theatres it could even go to in that way out.
Jack might try for private lives tickets 30 minutes after a maths exam this Friday. Good luck with the maths exam. I hope you survive. We have a song here. 100,000 YouTube subscribers. Almost scans. Almost. Congrats on 100K. Thank you so much. I think I've been watching for 4 or 5 years now, and I've always appreciated the nuance and perspective you give to conversations on here. You're fab. Thank you. I appreciate that. And for every thank you for the nuance, there will also be a get to the point. And I continue to weigh both of those things.
I saw another one saying that they liked the jumper, so I thought I'd actually show you who was on it.
This is a close-up. I love this jumper.
You got Sully, Wally, Eva, Mike Wazowski, Doug, Baby Randall. It's like Monsters University Randall. Oh, no, it's not. It's just normal Randall. When you look at him, actually, it's for normal.
I don't know what he's holding. Oh, no, it's just his arms are a different colour.
Carl Fredrickson, and then Russell's down here.
Who's missing?
Finger.
We don't have any Toy Story.
Oh, tons are missing. Like, there's no Cars. There's no Nemo.
No fish.
Yeah. No Incredibles.
The eye. I just noticed that.
Yeah.
I'd never even noticed. Oh. Have I stolen this hoodie before? I think I have.
Probably. It's thin as well, which is really nice.
DJ Hoovian says, I went to see Into the Woods and enjoyed it. What would you say is the best cast recording? And do you think the bridge production will have one? I would like for them to. I don't know if they will. I weirdly don't listen to Into the Woods, even though I love it. I don't listen to it very often because I like to enjoy it with the book and just as a whole thing.
What was the question?
Which is the best cast recording? I think the answer is probably Broadway Revival, most recent. The Encore's one that transferred, I think, is probably the best cast recording.
You'd hope this cast would get one because it's different. There are significant changes.
The only other British cast recording we have is the 1990, the original London cast, Julia Mackenzie. et al. Should I read The Great Gatsby and watch the movie before seeing the musical? No.
No.
You could watch the movie if you wanted.
Maybe the movie,
The
but
Baz Luhrmann. You don't need to read the book. I would not read the book.
I would actively say don't read the book to watch the musical.
Will Lea Michele win a Tony for chess? I'm inclined to say no, but let's consider the competition. You have...
it's a bit of a year where it is up in the air, though.
I think she'll get a nomination. I think last year she wouldn't have necessarily got a nomination. And this year she will.
Because she'll get a nomination. Yeah.
Last year you had a situation where like Adina didn't get a nomination and a couple others of stature. This year, I mean, it's Chenoweth for Versailles, who I think can't win after it all. After all of the PR, just the performance notwithstanding, may not get a nomination, honestly. But I think because it's a quiet year, still will.
It's very quiet.
Christiane Pitts, I think, and I hope gets one. Casey Levy, got to be a front runner for Ragtime. Lost Boys, I don't think has...
They're supporting. I think Shoshana's supporting.
I don't think they have a leading actress. Vosk for Beaches. That feels like it's going to be... Say what you will about the material. Haven't seen it yet, but that's going to be a performance and a role, I think.
Marla.
Marla and Titanic could be an ironic frontrunner. She has won awards, at least one award for playing Celine in Titanic before.
Our Celine in the UK got a nomination.
Yeah.
I think the Canadian Celine, the Australian Celine, like basically every Celine in every production has been nominated or won awards, I think.
Cats, I don't think has a lead actress, doesn't historically, because Grisabella goes supporting.
Rocky Horror's
I think Grisabella goes supporting, but I think Betty Buckley won supporting. We're questioning everything. Rocky Horror depends what they do.
Production,
None of them feel like big enough roles. And Schmigadoon.
Sarah Chase.
I think Schmigadoon will bring the heat more in supporting, because I think those are the more fun roles. But again, haven't seen the show yet. So I think Leah gets a nomination. I don't think Leah wins. But she could be in the top 3.
It's one of those as well. These shows haven't opened yet, so we just don't know how they're going to land.
I've heard Pride are hoping for a West End transfer. Well,
they're going to London.
Yeah, they're going to the National.
London for the whole summer, which is already like it's a big long run.
Yeah.
Like a musical at the National is so rare that that's a really healthy run.
Speaking of which, I have tickets to watch Pride in Cardiff in a few weeks. Are you waiting to see it in London or making a trip to Wales to watch it? We would love to go to Wales to see it. That would be really special. And
I need to see a show in Wales.
We both really want to go there to see theatre.
Yeah.
We've both been to Wales, but I've not seen theatre in Wales.
I am part Welsh.
Erin is part Welsh. However, they're doing, and I bet there won't be a big old critical backlash about this, they're doing the same thing, where the entire run is considered preview, out of town, pre-London.
What I do like and really appreciate with the Sherman run is that on their website, specifically, it says to anybody buying tickets, this whole run is previews.
Yes.
That I appreciate a lot. We
love the transparency.
That nobody that's buying tickets is being like made to think it's not that. So it's not like everybody's being treated fairly in how the National and the Sherman are viewing that run, which is that's their like development and getting it ready for London run.
Yeah. Rachel Softy, sorry to hear that you've been stuck at home an hour outside of Manhattan, unable to get to the theatre due to a back injury, but very pleased that I could keep you company for the last 6 months. And I'm glad people like the vlogs. I'm glad to have gone back to doing vlogs of late.
You had a period of time of being more nervous with vlogs.
Yeah, well, at least the UK ones, yeah, because I would do vlogs when we travelled, and I stopped doing ones here because I don't know, it just felt repetitive, and I felt like I was like adding stuff for the sake of it. But we found a pretty good rhythm, and honestly, we're busy enough, and we do interesting things.
And I took over the editing.
Erin's taken over the editing, which is a big reason of why we're able to get out as much as we can. So, glad people are enjoying. Did I hear about the Cats production in the Netherlands that takes place in the museum? Of course I did. Of course I did.
Wild.
The design looks. All the cats are based on different paintings. I'm obsessed with this. I am deeply obsessed with this. I will be traveling. Is it take place in a specific museum?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's a collaboration with a specific. I think it's a literal collaboration with a museum. Is my understanding.
That's extraordinary. So here's what we need to do. We need to find out, because it's touring the Netherlands.
Yeah.
We need to find out when it's nearest that museum. Go there. Spend the afternoon going around the museum.
Finding the ones that.
It's like Animal Crossing. It's like the person who played Animal Crossing and then found all of the artwork.
I actually have a link
in
with
real
that
life.
production, so I can ask them for more of the information.
I will be seeing museum cats. Don't think that I'm not. It's a great year to be MickeyJoTheatre Cats fan. Leah Michelle is leaving Chess the month of the Tonys, but she's leaving after the Tonys, which is the move. That's the move. It's been done before. Are you going to the last 5 years concert this week? Of course I am. I've seen a few clips of the Wonder musical. Love their representation.
Kate and Ashley.
Our friends went to go see it. We were nearly going to go. Yeah. Heard some nice things. Sorry for coming late. That's okay. It took me an hour and a half. Just 56 minutes to get to this comment anyway. Thank you for the congratulations, Catherine. Very kind. Michael Moore says, my brilliant career is incredible. I just saw it on Saturday night in Sydney, and it was one of the best pieces of musical theatre I've seen.
I love that it's act music-y, and it seems so pretty. It has the, like, stylistically, it has similar feels to Benjamin Button and those kind of musicals.
And I have always said I would really love, if we went to Australia, to see something Australian written, or to see multiple shows that were Australian written.
I'm just really happy to see kind of new Australian musicals, like, starting to get people talking about it and being like, it's so cool, the concept that Australian musical theatre also could then come to different countries and spread and be seen as, like, Australia being viewed as a creative engine.
Ogunquit Playhouse in Maine have announced their summer schedule. You'll be seeing Hello Dolly. No cast announced yet. Intrigued about who's going to be the Ogunquit Dolly. That could be an interesting name. They're also premiering a new John Mellencamp jukebox musical. I'm not sure what to think of that. Wow, that's going to be very interesting. Thank you. More congratulatory messages. Michael Jenkins says, do you really think Greatest Showman will go direct to Broadway? I'm hearing from ATG workers that it could still go to Drury Lane. My intel that it was going to skip London is at this point quite old. And in the months that have passed, it could have changed. Certainly, it seems as though it's not the next thing at Drury Lane.
No.
Whether
100% won't be the next show at Drury Lane.
Whether, like with the gap between Frozen and Hercules, there's a couple of limited runs and then it goes in, it's still possible. I'm not saying it's not going to, but that was the last that I'd heard was not London, Broadway. I don't want that to be the case. I want it to go to London. I want to see it again, which tells you, I think, quite a lot. Callie says, I think I started watching you with your cast recording reactions during lockdown. That's another video that I miss, but it's not a very copyright-friendly video, sadly. Any chance the Little Big Things will have another life? There is every chance of that, yes.
I mean, it's happening in Amsterdam.
Oh, that's been announced?
Yeah.
I said that, like, I forgot.
It is happening in English in Amsterdam at the Theatre Royal Carré.
It's happening in Amsterdam this summer, and publicly they did a workshop in the US.
Yeah.
I forgot I could say either of those things, so there you go.
So yes, the Little Big Things is coming back this year in Amsterdam. It will be an English language production, and it's in a very gorgeous theatre, and I'm very intrigued to see what that production will be like, because it will be a non-replica as far as I can tell.
Oh yeah,
because new director.
Thank goodness you're here, Aaron James, because
You would have been like, I don't know, maybe. And it's
maybe.
like, yes, publicly, you can buy tickets right now to see the Little Big Things this summer in Amsterdam.
When I do live streams,
you can buy tickets.
one of two things often happens. One is I get dangerously close to saying something that I know that I forget I'm not meant to know yet, or that is embargoed, or that like I found out and that isn't public knowledge yet. And I don't like to spoil things. I'm not one of those content creators. I'm not going to yell at you about breaking tea, but I'm going to get in trouble for that. Or the other thing that happens is I will forget that something has been announced and I'm not meant to be keeping it a secret anymore. Because sometimes randomly,
That's what I'm here for.
Sometimes things get talked about as if they're about to be announced and then they don't get announced for months.
This happens a lot. Sometimes when you're on the other side of things, you find out why. So you can have it literally all planned, everything's ready to go, and then something changes or something happens and everybody's like, we need to move this by a month, but loads of people have been told it's about to be announced but it doesn't happen. So there's loads of things like that. I'm thinking there's been recently some announcements that were meant to happen ages ago.
There was a big West End show whose announcement got delayed by more than a month last year because something kind of topical and kind of connected to it happened in the world, and it made it hard to announce the show. But yeah, so yes, Little Big Things is having a future life. None as of yet in the UK, but I hope that it eventually gets one in the UK. I think Nika Burns will bring it back to our Soho place within a certain number of years, even if it's a few years down the line. Congrats on the 100K. I discovered you after seeing All My Sons and retroactively searching for reviews. Oh, recently then, to see if anyone on YouTube agrees that it was an unforgettable experience. Excited for R&J. I am, and I'm intrigued. I think it has more working against it, I'll be honest, because...
It's interesting just seeing the curtain call and being like, okay, we're going for minimalism, which will be interesting because for the UK especially, it's not been that long since we had like the Jamie Lloyd production. So it's interesting when it's another like auteur writer director who has a very like not similar but not non-traditional way of directing, and so I feel like some people will be
European influence, for sure.
And some people might be, I worry, like just even seeing the curtain call will compare it too much with Jamie Lloyd's production or other productions because we're already seeing that with.
I think I'm holding it to a certain standard because my question throughout it is going to be, of all the stories, of all the shows, Romeo and Juliet, why and what new can you bring to it? And at this point, there's been so many productions. What new can anyone bring to it? So we will see. I am maybe a little more skeptical heading into it, but I trust Robert Icke's forensic approach to character, which it would certainly benefit from. Robert Bacon says, last live chat, you said you might get a theatre tattoo. Any plans? I don't remember. Was I drinking on the last live stream? Did I say that? Did I really? I think I probably said, like, if I were to, it might be nice to get a theatre one. I don't think I want, like, a quote or anything. It would probably be, like, a little... I don't know. I don't know if I did. For years, the one I thought about was getting a little, like, watercolour rainbow heart, like, on my wrist there. As a teenager, I wanted to get a pink triangle, but I think I later decided that that was performative and maybe disrespectful. So yeah, I don't know, because like would I get like the masks, like the comedy and tragedy?
I can't see you getting one ever. I'll be truthfully
You don't want me to get one.
No,
you're anti-tattoo. I'm not sure you even wanted me to get my ears pierced.
I'm not anti-tattoo on anyone. I just, you know, when it's like you can appreciate it on other people, but you know that.
Am I not other people?
I just come to know you quite very well, and I feel like ear piercings and being able to change what's in your ears is very different to a tattoo, which is kind of permanently in a position, and you.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Sorry if this has been asked. What are your Olivier predictions? Some of them, I believe, have already gone live on londontheatre.co.uk. I wrote a piece for them, but that's not every category. Aaron and I will be discussing it.
Nothing.
Yeah, we will be sharing our Olivier predictions in the
Soon,
week
probably,
before. Yeah, really early April, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say then. Nah, give us a Glee boot. I mean, I'm concerned about it, but we'll see.
Oh gosh, that's how long ago we said Glee boot.
You're my theatre goat. Thank you so much for your continued work supporting the art and your positive voice in the community. I've always wanted to be a goat. Something bad. Do you know who is the other Jenna on the Waitress tour, as Carrie is not scheduled to play at the theatre I'm going to? I do not, but I'm excited to find out. Amanda says, all Aussies must go and see my brilliant career. I've already booked to go again. The cast is so talented. Mickey got me back into theatre, so now I am running around to different theatres. That's one of the nicest messages I got. I had just had this from someone else on Instagram the other day. One of the nicest messages I get online or in person is, you help me fall back in love with theatre, or you help me start going to the theatre again. And that's lovely. That really, the fact that like my content can still do that, because I know in the early days, especially in 2020 and through all the shutdown, I spoke so much about like, we just all love theatre and I love it so much. And I feel like sometimes in all of the criticism of it and in the, this is happening in these awards, I worry that it doesn't come through as much, that I still am just so desperately in love with this thing. And apparently it still communicates that and evokes that passion in you as well. So I'm really pleased. That's the nicest, that's the best thing. The absolute dream is a comment of when people say, I saw this show because you talked about it and I loved it. That's the best. It's connecting people to great theatrical experiences. 100K, that's like selling out Drury Lane over 50 times. Wow. Cheers and keep it up. Also, are you guys hyped for the Paddington cast album? Are we getting a release reaction video? I mean, I should. I ought to bring back reactions for Paddington, who sits just over here on my desk. There he is. I walked past the store the other day and none of them are like this. They all have his hat up like that. And I'm like, is that how it's meant to be?
I still want a Paddington that's Paddington plush that is like the Paddington stage design Paddington.
Sure.
In his marmalade outfit.
In his marmalade outfit. I agree.
Yes, please.
Don't you get a silver tablet thing from YouTube for reaching 100K? Yeah, I meant to get...
You're meant to have got a message about it.
I'll check my YouTube studio right after this, because they changed it, so you now have to send off for it rather than it happening automatically. But I'm excited. Donald Finn in JPI TV, question mark. I'm not sure what your question is. If your question is what I think it is, then the answer is I agree. But if it's just like, how is he going to be in the show? I'm excited to find out.
Very excited.
It is different casting to Broadway because...
But it makes a lot of sense.
Aaron and I were born less than a month apart, just in the world. Aaron and I were born within a month of each other, and Donald was born in that month. So
which is wild.
Yeah, I didn't see the Broadway production and think like, oh yeah.
Well, also just I didn't realize I was older than Donald.
No, a lot of people don't know you're older than me.
Not by much.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Schmigadoon? I've heard that Schmigadoon is really like the TV series on stage, which is what Smash.
It's basically Schmigadoon is basically series
Sean Connery version.
It's like just a slight evolution of series 1, but it follows the same plot point.
I think it faithfully and charmingly brings it to the stage, whereas Smash, behind my head here,
Smash didn't smash.
It didn't bring the TV show to the stage as people were expecting, and Schmigadoon does what you're expecting.
It didn't bring the TV to the stage, but then it also wasn't Bombshell the musical on stage, which is also what people wanted. So
What are your thoughts on Megan Thee Stallion in Moulin Rouge? It will not shock you to learn that I am not familiar with the broader body of work of Megan Thee Stallion. It did tickle me. I haven't said this yet. The day before that got announced, I made a video about stunt casting. And I said, whenever we talk about the best person for the job, I said it can't be quantified to however many decimal places because they're not racehorses. And the next day, an artist called Megan Thee Stallion is announced for Moulin Rouge on Broadway. I thought that was funny.
I just want to know what take the Pierre scenes go.
Yeah, because Zidler has a little bit of his own identity traditionally. And so to swap that to a woman and then a much younger woman is going to be very interesting. I also think, spoilers for Moulin Rouge, like light spoilers for the introductory exposition of Moulin Rouge. I'm so fascinated by the scenes in which Zidler is like, Satine, this wealthy man could save us all, and you must seduce him. And the idea of like a hot young female Zidler being like, Satine, you have to do this. I obviously can't help. It's all on you. Like when he's an old gay man, that's one thing. But when it's Megan Thee Stallion, like there's no hint in the script of it being a team effort. And she's like, no, Satine, I told him you're down. Like I'm intrigued to know how that plays. Am I going to see it? I don't actually know. I've been burned by Moulin Rouge on Broadway before. I just don't enjoy the show there for whatever reason as much as in London. So wonderful to see you grow on here. Thank you, Stanley. I think I started following with your Sunset at the Savoy review and have been hooked since. That was, at the time, that was considered a long review at like 45 minutes. Yeah. I've spiraled out of control.
No, not much recently.
No, I'm getting good at, we're condensing back down. I'm like, is it stars expand and contract? Am I thinking of, is that stars or like fish? I don't know. Elizabeth says, massive congratulations, been watching for a year now, love what you do, been great comfort viewing, which has been much needed. I'm very glad. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you for watching. Thank you all of you for watching. Otherwise I'd just be talking to a camera with no tiny people in it, and I probably wouldn't have been able to keep doing it this long. Certainly I wouldn't be able to travel, be able to do it full time. I am indebted to everyone who continues to watch, basically. Can't do it by myself. I'm indebted to all of you, and of course to my lovely Erin James. Going to NYC next weekend, says Seth, seeing the Wild Party, Ragtime Cats, and Becky Shaw, trying to find something for Sunday night. What does Sunday nights? A lot of great off-Broadway stuff is closing. I think Marcel on the Train, which I heard amazing things about, by the way, with Ethan Slater, by Ethan Slater. I think that's just closed. I think The Reservoir has just closed this weekend as well, with my doppelganger, Noah Galvin. Not currently, but often. Do you think Next to Normal will transfer to Broadway? There's buzz building, isn't there? People are talking about it like it's confirmed. I would like for it to. I think Broadway deserves it.
I would like it to, and I think as well, like how well Jack was received on Broadway in Hades Town.
Yeah, you must see Mexodus when you're back in NYC. Oh, I know. And they're doing Tuesday matinees, so everyone can see Mexodus. I'm going to sneeze. While I'm sneezing, Erin, there's a gluten-free question near the Royal Court for lunch before John Brooklyn. I yawned instead.
Oh, that was a weird one.
I might still sneeze.
So, Côte de Brasserie is right next to the theatre, and they definitely do gluten-free menus, and are really good actually for gluten-free. So, they would probably be one of my best suggestions as well for affordability.
Pizza Express is not that far a walk into like the neighborhood.
There's a lot of good restaurants in that area that are chains that are good for gluten-free. My head Côte de Brasserie is probably the one that comes straight to mind. I'm trying to think of any independents, but we haven't had that much right next to that theatre. But we're going very soon. Okay.
So I was reading. Sorry.
I said, but we're going very soon.
We're going really soon.
So I should get a better idea again of what's so close to it. But Coty probably is the one that comes to my mind.
Yeah. I will review the Sadie Sink Romeo and Juliet. Yes. Sadie Sink and Noah Jupe. Is his name Noah Jupe?
Yes.
Noah Jupe. Are there any regional theatres in the UK we haven't been to, but would love to attend?
Yes.
Lots. There's entire
many.
parts of the UK.
So many. Like we just mentioned as well, like Wales, like
Minack.
Just a theatre in Wales to go to, like Sherman or the Theatre Clwyd.
Yeah. Yeah, there's lots.
Pitlochry,
especially this year.
In a minute.
We have single brain between us.
I really want to go to Theatre by the Lake because I went to Keswick so much growing up and always saw Theatre by the Lake, always thought it looked pretty and never went to see a show there. So, tons of theatres.
Christopher, I like this message. Remember when you came on my YouTube recommended in February 2021 talking about the worst lyrics in theatre on ukulele? Congrats on 100K. Thank you for sticking around this entire time. I appreciate you. I get to see John Proctor this September. Where?
Ooh.
Mickey, are you seeing O'Mary with Catherine Tate? I think I'm going to have to.
Yes.
I think that Aaron says yes.
I love Catherine Tate growing up. And this genuinely feels like the most, like Catherine Tate castings ever, where you're like, if there was anybody you could see having playtime fun with a character, it's Catherine Tate.
I saw the tour production of Miss Saigon last week. Enjoyed it. Thoughts on it going to the West End next year? I think it's going to get compared to the Prince Edward revival. To the last West End revival at the Prince Edward. And from what I've seen, that's going to be an interesting comparison.
It'll also be interesting to see how it... Because even the tour to that theatre will probably be a different production. Knowing Cameron,
yeah,
I don't think Cameron and Michael Harrison, I think whatever goes into that theatre will be like an evolved version of the tour.
Because that's what they've done with Kinky Boots at the Coliseum. If you've seen Kinky Boots on tour, she's had a glow up for the Coliseum, specifically for the Coliseum.
With Jesus Christ Superstar at the Palladium.
I assume so, yes.
Was on the UK tour.
I assume so.
It's meant to be an evolved version.
Seeing my first ever professional theatre show tomorrow, and I am so excited. The Outsiders. Oh my gosh. Have the best time.
Ooh.
Wow. Get there nice and early. Soak up the experience.
Ooh.
With the new Moana live action film, would you be excited if they made a staged version? I would love to see the version they're doing on the Disney Cruise Line. I think for commercial theatre on dry land, I don't think it has theatrical scope, I'll be honest, in like a 2-act structure, because it would be so challenging. So much of that is its scenery, communicating, wayfinding, being at sea. I don't think the score is full enough. It would need to be expanded. I don't think for so much of the thing it's 2 people and a chicken. You're almost instead sort of walking yourself into a Waiting for Godot-esque kind of a play setup, and it just metamorphosizes completely. I think it's so it works as a piece of cinematic storytelling. I think it would be it's structurally so challenging.
The issue with the first film with adapting it is the lack of characters, because a lot of characters are only in like the first 5-10 minutes of the film, and then like Grandma Tyler comes in and out of it. But other than that, you are left with a few. And my other big like thing with it, I mean, staging wise and how they do that, I feel like the cruise line gives a good idea of like how you can use Polynesian like theatre techniques, and like that all like is exciting. My biggest thing is like Disney have been so nervous to commit to having Disney friends and Disney animal friends and the like on stage, and I'd just be nervous what could happen there. because I think that would be a stage adaptation that would rely on very clever puppetry movements to like marry transformations and
I also think we on occasion really struggle to articulate travel in theatre. Even like, and I really loved Harold Fry. I think that's one of its biggest challenges is depicting the scale of travel. And I think shows like Shrek, even, I think stories involving travel kind of trivialize it or don't really convey it. And that's Moana's whole thing. We saw from The Little Mermaid on Broadway, and different productions have gone about this in different ways. It's hard to depict underwater
or water in general.
And all Little Mermaid has to do is like underwater and not, and the contrast between the two. That's its whole thing. Moana has the water's over there and I'm here and I want to be with the water. Now I am with the water and like, but I'm in this part of the water. And then
but what did it very well was Life of Pi.
That's true.
Life of Pi did on water for most of the thing and did it very well.
It did on water really well. Again, I think it's because it only really had to do like adrift, nothingness. The sense of travel almost wasn't there because there was no knowledge of it. And then suddenly, anyway.
Do you know what I would rather?
What would you rather?
Randomly, Lilo and Stitch the musical, I think, would be more fun.
I mean, now that we've figured out how to make Paddington work.
But like, I feel like that structure narratively works for stage quite nicely.
Yeah, it's like an odd couple. It's like a platonic love story.
You have the Nani and the David Beeline. You have like the Jimbo and Pleatley. You have like you can already see where the comedy songs would come from. You then have like the Elvis inspiration, but also the Hawaiian.
I was going to say I'm intrigued about the timbre of a Lilo and Stitch score because I'm not convinced that the song in Better Nate Than Ever necessarily felt specifically Lilo and Stitchy.
Well, that Better Nate Than Ever was just like, that's quite funny.
Do you think Death Becomes Her will ever come to the UK? Yes.
Yeah.
I think she might be dragging her heels a little bit, as we've seen from the Beetlejuices and Mean Girls of this world. UK theatre fans know that they have to be patient, sadly. Many congrats on the 100K. Thank you so much. Any tips for someone who wants to start reviewing theatre online? Me and my friends have been big fans of your videos. Thank you. And it's made us want to start our own. Simply just start doing it. And don't worry about how many people are watching or like how polished it is. I would say just start doing it and you will figure out what you enjoy about that, what you want to say, how you want to do it. Sometimes I don't know, especially with like TikToks and things. Sometimes I don't know what I want to say until I've started saying it. And I'm like, oh, that's what I'm talking about here. And I think I didn't know that I was going to review like this for a long time. First time I reviewed at the Edinburgh Fringe, I was still doing write-ups. In 2020, I was still doing written blog pieces because I didn't think this was an option. And I didn't think this was something I was going to enjoy. And I think I was trying to do what felt serious and what I'd romanticized. And like, I'm writing and like, I'm looking out the window and there's a glass of wine or whatever. But to my surprise, this is what I have enjoyed. And this is what other people respond to, which I hadn't anticipated. Jules said, I never got what the wing lyric in Lion King meant. I don't think I did for years of my life. I just thought like wildly out of wing and I was just like a disgruntled bird. And more recently I thought about it and I was like, oh, that's silly and great. Thank you, Stage Door Joe, for your congratulations on the milestone. Thank you, MJW Vlogs 22. You've given me a £4.99 super chat, which says comedy about spies. I don't know if I was saying something to which that was an answer.
It's very exciting that it's coming back.
It is very exciting that it's coming back.
And aiming for Broadway?
Yes.
We can say that, yeah.
Yes. I was in the press room at the Watson Stage Awards and Kenny Wax said they're hoping that it goes to Broadway. I don't know that anyone's really reported heavily on him saying that, but he said it. I was there. I heard it.
And the interesting thing about Comedy About Spies was that the director of it was their American mischief director who directed the Broadway productions of like he worked on Peter Pan Goes Wrong and The Play That Goes Wrong for the Broadway market, but this was his first original one directing.
Yeah. DiCarlo. I'm trying to remember his name. Matt DiCarlo?
That rings a bell.
Matt did something. We have more Stereophonic. I went to go see Stereophonic on Broadway and similarly walked out. The sound design the night we went was awful and everyone sounded like they were mumbling in the mezz. Interestingly, Erin and I were nearly back row of the mezzanine and I could hear, I didn't have a sound design problem.
This makes me think it's a touring issue and maybe they can't like...
Well, this was on Broadway.
Oh, interesting.
But that also could have been earlier in the run. Also just from one show to the next. Any whispers on what Jamie Lloyd's next West End show will be? I don't know. I don't know. I've not heard.
It's very, very quiet on anything Jamie Lloyd in the UK. Yeah. I think I heard that something's happening, but I haven't heard what.
Yes.
But I feel like everybody knows that like at some point Jamie Lloyd will be doing something, so I don't think it's that.
Yeah. Jodie Comer Prima Facie on Friday was so good. That's what I keep hearing. I'm sad to have missed the boat on that one. Any recommendations for West End this week? Seeing Oliver, Evening all Afternoon, Romeo and Juliet, Summerfolk, John Proctor, might do Into the Woods. Any ideas? Sure, do Into the Woods. Yeah. It's a great show. Do you have any Disneyland or Walt Disney World trips planned for the future? Nothing currently booked, but hopefully.
I want to go to Disneyland Paris with the expansion.
Yeah, now that World of Frozen is open, I think we'll go back to Paris.
Yeah. Because we were annual pass holders, and then we said we'd wait until the expansion opened.
Bradley, you say cannot wait for your official review of The Greatest Showman. I can't do an official review of The Greatest Showman this entire run. It's the whole thing. The whole thing is an out-of-town developmental tryout in previews.
I think they had an official opening near the end of the run, but I don't think it's reviewed even then.
That's what I understand it.
I think it's just a celebration that like they got through it.
Yeah, so I don't anticipate that I will be able to review. Here's what I might do is if I can manage to get a return ticket later or even at the very end of the run, I might do another one talking.
How has this evolved? I
could share a few more of my thoughts, but I would specifically be talking about like changes because I'd heard first preview was a Sunday, second show was a Tuesday. I heard there were changes, multiple changes, which is exciting to me because I think a lot of shows don't change enough. Do you think we'll see Finding Neverland in the West End? Gary Barlow really wants it to happen.
He really wants a London premiere.
Gary Barlow wants something.
He's got a big enough name.
Thank you for the congratulations from the Netherlands. We will be back there this year.
Probably multiple times.
Yeah, that. Do you take dramaturgy work? I wrote my first play. Congratulations to you. That's a remarkable thing to do. And there's a small structural issue that I cannot determine the resolve for. And I feel like your insight on those things is always so on point. Feel free to send me an email and we can chat about it. And I will do my best to get back to you. Congratulations, Mickey Jo. I'm seeing Every Brilliant Thing on Broadway on Wednesday. Do you have any new Broadway shows you're excited about? That one. Schmigadoon, Lost Boys, Joe Turner's Come and Gone, Dog Day Afternoon. Cats, Rocky Horror. Yeah, a few, yes. Titanic.
The new set. I'm fascinated.
Bluebird 13 says, hi both, congrats on the 100k. Currently celebrating my 30th birthday. You're the same age as us. Saw The Greatest Showman in Bristol yesterday and seeing Last 5 Years in London tomorrow. Can't wait. What a celebration.
That's a great way to celebrate.
I forgot it started tomorrow.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a way to celebrate being 30.
Yes, happy birthday to you. I just posted about the 15-year anniversary for Book of Mormon, which I saw with OBC, and my ticket was in my playbill. It was $111 for an orchestra seat. Wow. Which, I mean, for the same seats now, I dare say will have inflated. somewhat.
Especially in New York.
Although, I don't know, Mormon's not Hamilton. I don't really know what the Mormon price is like. I dare say at the moment it's probably having a slightly more expensive moment. Where's the jumper from?
It was Disney Store, but like years ago. But like Disney Store are the most reliable place for good quality merch.
Yeah. So surprised to see Boop on my subscription schedule in Denver this year. It's touring to Cincinnati as well. Wondering if the book could be fixed so the show could be a little better. I'm a fan of the score and the opening number. I assume that's still about Boop.
I hope they'll put some work in because there's been a delay. It's not started yet.
A lot of people are less grumpy than I am about it and find a way to just enjoy it for what it is and its cartoonish fun, which it is. I don't think it has a book problem as much as an overall perspective problem. I think the musical's entire idea of what it is and what it has to say about Betty Boop is a bit warped to my mind, and that's its biggest problem. Nathan says, here's to 100,000 more. What's the next milestone now? 150?
Yeah.
Hard to know what to reach for.
101 for Dalmatians.
101, simply, and then stop, and then no more. Yeah.
No, keep going then. Because then there was 102 Dalmatians, which was the live-action sequel.
I was really sad, and this is such a first world problem. It was when Cinderella and Funny Girl happened that I went from 20,000 to 30,000 like really fast, from what I remember, and I missed 24601. And that's sad. Any idea if we'll get a Harold Fry cast recording? We'd better. We had better.
I want to hear Jenna Boyd sing that song.
That's exactly what I thought. That is exactly what I thought. And the ones that I keep singing. Like a phoenix rising up from the ashes. And the one at the end,
it'd be cute if there's a
Here's
bonus.
one for the road.
It'd be cute if there's a bonus track where it's Noah and Jack.
That would be cute. Yes, I am seeing The Last 5 Years this week. Sad to hear the room where it happens had to close permanently. Don't worry, they have a new
space
location.
One of the founders of Room Where It Happens now runs Sing Out Louise at Phoenix Arts Club.
Downstairs beneath the Phoenix Theatre.
More days, more times.
Yes, check out Sing Out Louise on social media. I saw there's an actor musician revival of Secret Garden. I'm skeptical. So much of what I love of that show is the lush orchestrations, and it's been reduced to 80 minutes.
That's the thing that nobody's talking about, because I know a lot of people are talking about the actor music.
It's like a 2.5-hour show that's been cut down to 80 minutes. Did you enjoy the after party for the WAS Awards? How do you cope being in a room with all them icons? I was fizzing. I think this is maybe the first year that I was comfortable with it, actually. And I'm just like, you meet people kind of awkwardly enough times, and then at a certain point you're just like, hello people. I don't know, but it helps to meet people at various things throughout the year before something like the WAS Awards. That's not a good arena in which to meet people for the first time unless you're being introduced by another actor who's like, oh, do you know this person? And it just, the more you stick around in the industry, I find everything eventually gets easier and easier.
My approach is, if you're there with friends, just have a fun evening with friends.
Yeah.
And then whoever you end up saying hi to or meeting during the night, cool. But you had a nice night with your friends.
We have slightly different approaches where you tend to hang out in a spot with people we know, and I will do a lap and go and say hello to as many people I know as possible. Just be like, hello, how are you? Saw Purple Rain, and from what I heard from other people, forgot how small and quiet Prince really was, but with the success of Lion King coming from Minnesota, hopefully it will do just as well. I mean, I think Lion King's success is separate to, not that it doesn't owe stuff to its Minnesota pre-Broadway history, but yeah, it'll be interesting. Do you write out your reviews beforehand or just a few jotted notes? Sometimes I never write them out fully. Sometimes I make pages and pages of notes in a notebook. Sometimes I make notes and I don't read them. Sometimes I make a few notes on my phone. Sometimes I make no notes. How do you plan your videos? They're kind of, I think about the way that they're going to be structured. and sometimes I don't think about the way they're going to be structured, and I just kind of have to make the chapters work afterwards. They usually take as long to edit as the footage was long in the first place. So a 45-minute video may have been an hour of footage. It may have been an hour and 15. So yeah, it tends to, most of them I turn around almost about an hour, basically. What do you think about AI in musical theatre? Because I don't agree with it. What is your opinion? It depends on exactly what it is we're talking about. My answer is also almost always no, especially if it's replacing the job of an individual creative. I don't want to see AI generated artwork. I think, and I understand where the anti-AI hostility on social media comes from. I think there's a little bit of just like anything AI equals automatically evil. And I think we have to really remember why that is and the nuance of why that is in order to continue to combat it effectively and not just attempt to push back against the entire concept, which isn't me saying accepting AI in creative fields, but I think a certain, I really don't want to participate in the whole like it's inevitable and we just have to like get used to it. That's not what I'm saying. I generally just hate to see it, and it does not bring me any pleasure to see it. So I agree, but I think, as with everything else, there's a little space for nuance. Are there any shows you have seen that you think is beyond saving, even with large edits? Yeah, yes. I won't do them the indignity of saying which ones here, but if there's a problem with the very idea of the show, that can't be fixed. There's been a lot of talk about the current financial struggles of Broadway, but what can you tell us about off-Broadway and its financial situation? Is it similar? Well, it's less transparent. I gather one of the bigger differences is, so obviously capacity is smaller. I think it's very possible artists understand that the fee is going to be smaller, but I think the rent must also be significantly smaller in order to make that
there's more
manageable.
A big difference, I think, is that off-Broadway, the owners of theatres, there's now producers that are owning off-Broadway theatres so they can put their work on in them. Whereas on Broadway, there's only a very, very, very small amount of theatre owners. So the producers that are putting on the shows aren't seeing the money come back to them because a lot of it's going to the theatre owner. Whereas off-Broadway, we're seeing places like Studio Seaview. So Seaview have a space that they can develop and put their work on, same as the theatre that used to be the Blue Man Group. Now that's been taken over.
Yeah.
So we're seeing more of those off-Broadway venues have those possibilities. And what's nice to see is New World Stages having so many shows being able to run long term in them. But a big thing as well is because you don't see the grosses, people don't have an expectation of how well something's doing. So things get more of a chance to see through runs.
It would seem as though off-Broadway is currently financially viable. Hale Theatre in Utah is better than any Broadway touring shows by a mile. I mean, that's a bold statement. Hale Theatre in Utah. I'm familiar with Hale Theatre in Utah. Not uncomplicated financially. Just finished watching your Edinburgh vlog and added a bunch of things to my list. Glad to hear it. I want to go back to that chicken restaurant. Congrats on your 100K. From now on, I'll hear from you before going to London. Last time, me and my girlfriend were disappointed for the new production of Shrek. I'll follow your reviews on the shows. Good job. I hope never to steer you wrong. Welcome to Wales. Thank you. I'm not currently there, but I would like to be. Congratulations on the 100K. I was randomly recommended a video of yours and it rekindled my love for theatre. This is what I'm saying. Happy to help. Really, I am. What else do we have here? Amanda says it's a week for new Aussie theatre for me. I've been invited to attend a preview of a transgender woman on the internet crying at the end of the week. Very excited, which I assume from the Helpful Capitals is the name of a play. Rocket Baby 2 Fun name says, I love lighting and I'm a designer for my high school. How would you say the lighting is in The Greatest Showman? Is it a lighting heavy show? Because all I can imagine are the lighting possibilities. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And the lighting is also has to be in on the trick on occasion when they are doing there's a lot of reveals, and lighting plays a big part in that. Even just the pre-show is like lovely lighting moment. Heard there'll be some big stage news this week. Very excited. Oh, and how? There's some news. There's some news that's going to land in the middle of the week that's really going to surprise people. The Cats production is based in the museum in Amsterdam, only a 10-minute walk from the Carry, where it will be playing in October. There you go. Plan it all out for us.
Yeah.
We've got a hotel near there and everything. Sold. I'd be morbidly curious about a musical based on Wolf Creek. Wolf Creek? Is that known to you?
No.
No, we got nothing on Wolf Creek. Sounds a bit like a 90s sitcom about werewolves going to high school together. Hello.
Oh, there's Hello Kitty Jellicle Balls at the theatre right now.
Oh, I'm glad you understood.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
The camera has just decided that I became uninteresting, and it's chosen to track to you.
Oh, hello everyone. Oh,
You've been out of focus this whole time, so
Yeah.
now we can
there's your
have
turn.
an Aaron James moment. You enjoying that?
Sure.
And we're back. Yes, enjoy Jellicle Ball. You're probably already in by the time. Although, maybe it starts in 5 minutes. Huge news about Little Big Things as someone who knows Henry Fraser. Oh, wow.
Oh.
That's exciting. The fluffy white cat could be the girl with the pearl earring in the... I keep avoiding the name of this. Is this Rijksmuseum? Rijksmuseum? That sounds German.
But it could be because there's German influence.
Rijks.
I would have said Rijksmuseum. But then I'm not that versed in it.
If you could write a musical about a historical event, what would you pick? Good question. A historical event. Do you think a good musical could be written about the Stonewall riots?
I mean, I guess we'll get an idea slightly from how Pride feels. It's not the same. It's a different culture, but
Pride, I think, is a much better version of that story because it's not trying to do an entire movement. Pride is telling, again, it's another platonic love story between two small finite groups of people. And it's representative of a much bigger idea, isn't it? But that's the joy and the beauty of Pride. Is it's really very local, and that's an easier story to tell. It's easier to tell small stories.
Feels like how musicals like Come From Away feel. Like all the characters are nicely defined.
And Come From Away tells a story of huge, sort of remarkable scale in a very local, intimate way.
The thing, if Pride lands,
it'd
be a really big. If Pride the musical nails what it's trying, lands what it's trying to be, it could be big. I'm really hopeful for it.
Ollie Akers says, frontrunner for best new play at the Oliviers. I'd been predicting Inter Alia for the longest time, but now I think it could be Kenrex, which would be very exciting. I'm going to say don't rule out Punch and 1536. It's almost too hard to predict.
I will say, the amount of people that you mentioned 1536 to, and they will talk about it, the impact that play has had on people has really amazed me.
Yeah.
Just in a really positive way of how a debut writer can really make a moment.
Yeah. The question is not if we'll go to Pitlochry this year, but how many times.
Yeah.
We also have no idea how to get that at the moment, but we will.
Yeah, how easy it is to how much time we'd have to plan for, etc.
Seattle Susie Q. Hello to you. I'm going to New York mid-April. We'll see the Masquerade Immersion, Chess, and Off-Broadway True. That's the Truman Capote play with Jesse Tyler Ferguson. What have you heard about Beaches the Musical? From previous runs, I've heard that the material is not necessarily the strongest, but I'm willing to wait and see what this Broadway iteration looks like. And that little preview they did with Jessica Vosk performing some of the material was pretty persuasive for that song, at least. Oh, Kate. Kate, aka Theatre is Life, is here. Hello to you.
Hello to New
What's
York.
Kate seeing this evening? Why they bring back the Love Never Dies concert, but not a full production of the show. I mean, it wasn't...
To bring a full production of that will take a lot. And I think just one sold-out concert doesn't confirm a full production could sell or work. And I think they're not willing to take that risk again.
Very different price points.
I think this could, in its own sense, be another test. View it like that. If it sells out, we'll see what it does.
Yeah. Congrats on 100K. I still laugh at your reaction to Sinister Jazz on the ALW Cinderella soundtrack. I remember saying it. I can't remember what part of the cast recording the Sinister Jazz was. See, I missed those. There was some great lines. Do you know what? It's been long enough now. I can say this. And I think I've said this before. The reaction to Cinderella was all genuine, but it was also the second time because I recorded that entire video and realized it hadn't recorded properly, the video, for some reason. And so I immediately did it all again. So it was, if I seem a bit quick on my reactions, that's because I've filmed it for the second time. Haven't managed to listen to Loving You, the Untold Sondheim podcast yet, but I want to. It's on my list. What else do we have here? Oh, hello, Z. A quick hello and bye. Congrats on 100K and I'm off to bed. Looking forward to seeing you soon in a couple of weeks. Just got back from Operation Mincemeat. Thank you so much for getting me into theatre. As a poor student, you helped me decide what I want to see, and Operation Mincemeat was incredible. Yay. That's amazing. Did you see, are we talking in town, in London, or in Wolverhampton? Oh, that was last week. I don't know where Mincemeat is this week.
No, it was this week. This week was Wolverhampton, because my parents were on Thursday.
It's a Monday. It's a new week.
It's on a Monday.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Curious.
Or did it do 2 weeks?
Don't know.
No, I don't know.
Why don't the Olivier Awards fully stream the whole awards? They do if you live outside of the country.
But this year's different.
This year is different. I can't remember exactly what's happening this year.
Yeah, so we'll find out what this year's coverage is like.
I greatly appreciate how much you've helped me dial back into what's happening in the theatre world. Can't wait to see John Proctor as the villain at the Guthrie. Oh, at the Guthrie. Oklahoma? Guthrie. The Guthrie is in, I think the Guthrie's in Oklahoma.
I just remember Kate going there.
Kate will be disappointed in me if I got that wrong.
This was one that Kate was ticking off.
Yeah. Are you saying Smash was a pass? That's the line I should have used. So it should have been Smash, ? Pass, full stop. Smash, pass. Well done, Mickey. Been following you for a long time and really appreciate how you keep us up to date with what's going on. Thank you. I do my best. Thank you for bringing me back to the theatre and musical theatre in particular. I'm spreading the love by introducing a friend to UK theatre and the Interval Ice Cream. You're doing the Lord's work. And by the Lord, I mean big ice cream. Thank you. So many kind messages. Will you be seeing Leslie Odom Jr. in Hamilton? I'm going to try and get a return ticket because the day before they went on sale for general sale, we're like, oh, that's happening tomorrow. And then the day it happened, by the end of the day, we're like, oh, that happened today.
Yeah.
So going to try and get a return because I would love to. Don't get me wrong. I would love to. I know you briefly touched on this, but why there's so many touring shows having extended tour stops in the West End and Broadway? I thought there was more than enough competition for these theatres. Weirdly, there isn't on Broadway at the moment.
It's a yes and a no.
Yeah.
I think a lot of shows really want to go to Broadway, but the timings of things, a lot of them don't want to be in this season. That's one big thing. Because I think with Broadway, the issue is there's a lot of competition for a certain amount of theatres. And the theatres that we've seen being... Some of the theatres that had extended tour stops is because the show that wanted to... Like, Lost Boys already knew it was going to go in that theatre, but they didn't want to come in until the spring. So there was a gap that appeared, which was either going to be dark the whole time because Broadway does that, but Beetlejuice was like, we could actually go in there. And no other musical financially could ever go into that gap before Lost Boys because they wouldn't have a chance to recoup. Similar, like with the Winter Garden, I think whatever, like, the shows after had already booked in, so it's these gaps. Broadway has a habit of not filling gaps. The West End, when a show closes here the next week, a new show's in. That's how we work. We don't, like, the West End, it's so rare to see a theatre dark in the West End because people can put on shows for a short amount of time and recoup their investment or get close to it. On Broadway, unless you're doing an open run or a long enough limited run as a play, nobody can afford to put it on, and everybody's waiting to be able to do an open run. So it's like weird because it's like kind of positive that these tours can go in because they're filling. You're actually getting theatres having shows in when otherwise they would just be empty until the next show, the show that's booked it goes into the Tony season.
Yeah. What show are you surprised hasn't had a revival? Until recently, I would have said In the Heights, but they're doing it at City Centre.
I'm so excited.
Me too. Congrats on the 100k. Been watching since the gold hot pants of the Rocky Horror etiquette video. Happy that gained me some subscribers in my utter professionalism. Why do you think The Hunchback has never successfully took off on Broadway / the West End? The score is amazing and the set would be beautiful. It would be really expensive. There's some, I don't know if there's a licensing thing officially. There's some reservations about doing it without a choir.
I think that has to be a choir.
I think there has to be a choir, which again, it makes it even more expensive. And there are...
This is why I really wish that if a production happened, it would be at the ENO, the London Coliseum, because
I concur.
The ENO...
They have the chorus.
Chorus could sing it. I guess in New York, the answer to that would be at the Met.
I think Disney also has some reservations about the tone of the material and the sensitivity of casting and the whole thing. I wonder if they were kind of testing the waters with the London concert produced by Jack Maple, that Disney were, of course, aware of. And, you know, a conversation did form around it. But the score is amazing. And it's probably my favorite Disney movie score. Oh, we're nearly there. Right. I'm going to try and blitz through some more of these. We can do this. Will you see the 5-hour Evo Angels of America in Edinburgh this summer? Yes, but don't tell other people because I don't want it to sell out until I have tickets. What a great milestone. Thank you so much. Authentic casting for Lilo and Stitch would be tricky. A very good point. It's not just Polynesian like Moana, but specifically Hawaiian, which has a lot of sensitive issues. Very true. What is the best approach for Edinburgh Fringe? I feel like you need insider information to get tickets or to know which ones to anticipate.
Know which ones to anticipate is probably the harder thing. Tickets, the 2-for-1 days are really handy if you're going with people.
Yeah, not everything sells out in advance. The festival stuff, the bigger items at the Edinburgh Festival do. Some of the smaller Traverse shows.
But
yeah,
I got a lot of tickets last minute when we were there. When it was for a show and I just randomly wanted to see it. The app's quite intuitive, like it can show you stuff that's on every venue is kind of handy. You can see, to know which show's on is good to see the sold out ports or to see what's getting buzz. I think if you're nervous,
but that's by the time you're there.
Yeah, I think if you're nervous about knowing and you want to know what to see before you go to Fringe, you don't want to. You're less likely.
I'll make a video as well with what's on. That's my advice. What is the best? No, we've done that one. What was your favourite part of the sleeper train from Edinburgh? How comfortable it was.
The beds were really comfy.
More comfortable than a budget hotel. Really 1, congratulations, says Trumpet Girl 525. 2, I went to the meatball shop in Hell's Kitchen this weekend on your recommendation, and they said that they're closing.
That's going to go into the group chat shortly.
Oh no. Not the meatball shop. I love the meatball shop.
I'm glad you got to experience it before they closed.
I can almost always get a table. That's not a good sign.
But normally in the back room, though, never in the main room.
Yeah. Well, I'm sad now. What a downer for the end of the evening.
Wow.
What's 100,000 subscribers if I can't personally keep the meatball shop open? Everyone, if you're in the Hell's Kitchen area, go to the meatball shop. I promise you. Disney is doing backstage tours of the New Amsterdam Theatre on Broadway at the end of April. Maybe nice morning activity if you're in town. What a genius you are. Thank you. Thank you. Aaron, write that down. I recently, New Amsterdam doing tours at the end of April. Morning activity.
Ooh.
I know.
Oh, I saw. Wait, doing tours?
Yeah.
The only thing is, I saw that it was D23. So I didn't know if it was like also non-D23 members or if it was just those.
We will look into it.
But the D23 members, there's a special pin. I know.
Anyway, I recently realized I had seen an early Jamie Lloyd during my last trip to London. It made me feel like a hipster. It's happened to the best of us. I have also seen early Jamie Lloyd. I saw Assassins, Urinetown.
Richard's in spelling bee over here.
I think the Martin Freeman Richard III was a Jamie Lloyd. I've been seeing Jamie Lloyd shows for years before Sunset. Going to see Titanic on April 19th. Saw it off Broadway, so I need to see the new cast. Hope you enjoy. Maddie Shapes F, thank you for the super chat. Congrats on your 100k. Thank you. I'm thinking about going to the West End for Leslie Odom and Paddington. What other must-see would you recommend? I hope to see 5 or 6 shows. Thanks. I really enjoy your vids. By that time, new things will have opened, so worth keeping an eye out. I would say worth going to Regent's Park Open Air Theatre is just a unique theatrical experience. They'll be doing Cats. Pride at the National, we're hoping is going to be really great.
There's still a couple of big theatres that we don't know what they're doing over the summer yet.
Yeah, Cyrano.
Oh,
de
definitely.
Bergerac.
Should be on it.
Yeah.
Should be on it
at the Barbican. Cyrano de Bergerac in the West End. Beautiful production of a play. And yeah, more thoughts to follow about stuff that hasn't opened yet. Avenue Q people seem to be enjoying. Yeah. Hard to imagine it's not going to be great. Thank you for the congratulatory messages. The new Titanic set for Broadway looks very different to what I would link to the show. I think that's just because people are used to it looking one type of way. I've seen them on replica in Chicago, and that looks very different. And also, it needs to be lit, just to see like the bones of the thing.
I feel like that clip wasn't it in the state that you'd normally see it when it's happening yet.
Correct.
So I wouldn't take that as like that's fully how it's going to look during the show itself.
Yeah. Cats the Jellicle Ball is booking at Newcastle for next year. It's not. That's just Cats.
That's normal Cats. Well, normal. That's the Regent's Park Cats. Which we still don't really know what.
I can't tell you if it's worth going yet because we don't know. Hi, Mickey and Aaron. I saw you in the theatre watching Freaky Friday before Christmas. I was way too awkward to approach, but I love you guys, and I was super thrilled to have seen you in the wild. Please always come and say.
Please do.
Hello. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to, but we do our best to be friendly and approachable. But please come say, "Oh my God, hey!" And if you don't know what to say, "Oh my God, hey" is a really helpful thing to say because then I immediately know, like, what the conversation is, and I'm like, "Hello, it's nice to meet you," and then we can have a chat. Was excited to see Ragtime extend again. Are you surprised? No, it's selling really well, and
I'm really happy for Lincoln Center that they've got a show that's
they've needed this, and I think society needs Ragtime right now. Yeah. I'm not mad at Ragtime. I think Ragtime is one of the greatest musicals ever written. I don't think this is one of the greatest productions of Ragtime. I don't think it's going to win the Tony. I don't think it should win the Tony. But I want it to extend.
I'm just glad that Ragtime is having this much of an impact. It's kind of like how when Parade had its big moment not that long ago, and it was like, I'm glad that these musicals that maybe got love for them after they were even on, are now getting so much love whilst they're on, and like building up this legacy of these musicals that they'll be known in that like pantheon of big musicals.
Yeah. When you made your first ever review, could you have ever imagined this milestone and going to New York / Broadway? No, not in a million bajillion years. And also, what was my first review? I didn't even know what my first video review was, but like going back, I was doing
your NT Pestrons.
MT Fest ones were early video review, but I'd been doing blog reviews since like 2010, 2011. UK Tour of Chess, Into the Woods at Regent's Park. Those are some of my earliest. Certainly wasn't thinking about it then. I saw Dracula last week after winning the lottery. Congrats to you, and loved it after coming in with quite low expectations. Do you think that the show could potentially transfer to Broadway with Cynthia Erivo? It's had a bit of a PR battering, I shan't lie. It didn't get any Olivier nominations, including For Her, and Sarah Snook had won the Olivier, so quite a different position there. I think it'll depend on if Cynthia wants to.
Yeah.
David, yes, I do plan to see As You Like It in Stratford this autumn. Haven't seen the new cast of Hades Town. We missed the gala because we were away on holiday, but I hear great things.
I'm excited to see them.
Wolf Creek is a famously gnarly Australian horror movie. We've learned something today. Hello to you two in Germany. Yeah, so the museum in question is the most famous art gallery in Amsterdam. I still don't know how to pronounce it. If anyone is already commenting with that, that would be very helpful. Saw Avenue Q on Friday, was sat behind Claire Foster, who of course was in the show during its previous London run. Amazing first preview atmosphere. Particularly enjoyed seeing Charlie McCulloch again. I'm excited to see Charlie again. More congratulatory messages. Hello, Isaac. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rye. Always nice to hear from you. A couple of weeks ago, I saw the Wizard of Oz movie at the Sphere in Las Vegas. What an amazing experience. I've seen clips of this. Yeah. Really cool. The tornado was so frightening. The seats rumbled, the apples pummeled us, the snow fell on us. Do you get to keep the apples afterwards?
Yeah, because they've got the Wizard of Oz logo on them, I think. So it's like, I think it's like if you game. My guess is that if you game when you get to take one home, but you'll have to let us know.
Oh, well, then I'd be just like trying to, like in those things when like people, there's like money and you have to try and grab as much of it as possible. I'd be grabbing apples all over the place. Yeah, interesting. For us, the easiest way to get to Pitlochry is train to Glasgow Central, then walk to Queen Street. Then it's an hour's train to Pitlochry, or train to Edinburgh, Waverley, then train to Pitlochry. Interesting. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Christopher. That's very helpful. Thank you, Ryan. That's very nice. Oh, nearly there. Do you think Bat Boy could work at Regent's Park or elsewhere in London? I'd love to have the opportunity to see it. I'd like that too. I think, I mean, it's itching for somewhere like Southwark Playhouse.
Or Other Palace.
Or Other Palace, yeah. But like Southwark Playhouse, because it has that kind of... When Southwark Playhouse actually used to be kind of like a dripping tunnel and you could see the arch and it actually felt like a cave.
The vaults would have been that vibe as well.
The vaults would have been that vibe. We don't have enough theatres that feel like caves anymore. But I'm thinking of like the larger space in Southwark Borough or even in Elephant, I think. It's just that little bit danker and underground rather than... Other Palace is quite polished. Would you like to see a casting show again on TV? Yeah, but I never know what it should cast for. I think it should go back to being something with performers who are a little older so that it can pull on people who have different life experience rather than... Mamma Mia, I Have a Dream, because it was aimed at younger performers, was almost all early graduates.
Yeah. I think there was something to be said about like the Nancy program and how...
Oh, Mincemeat was in London. Glad you enjoyed. Guthrie is in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Why did I think Oklahoma? Is Guthrie, Oklahoma a place? Am I questioning everything?
I think maybe.
The Wizard of Oz at the Sphere is not the movie. It is just an experience. I mean, that's a whole thing. The BBC have the Oliviers this year. Indeed, they do. Heading back to NYC in June, seeing Maxidus and Kenrex. Big time for shows with X's in the title. Is Evita still going to Broadway, or is that idea dead due to the Jamie Lloyd, Angela Weber fallout? Last I heard on that front, not to spread rumors and drama, is that the two of them are now best friends again. But not everyone on the team is necessarily pro Evita going to Broadway.
I mean, Andrew just said as well, Andrew's done a lot of interviews recently saying that the balcony could not happen in New York because of safety, which is very accurate.
Yeah.
And so I think that, and like, expectations and confidence that without the balcony it would do well in New York, and what that change would mean and everything. Kind of.
Yeah.
I don't see it opening this year.
A famous play that I think is overrated. Our Town? Sorry.
I know you finally seen it.
Waiting for Godot? Sorry. I heard rumors of Cynthia Erivo and Adam Lambert reprising their Jesus Christ Superstar from last summer at the Hollywood Bowl. Any chance this could be real? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know that. I guess it wouldn't take much if they only need a couple of days. Maybe if they wanted to, if the money was right, if timing worked out.
In America, that could happen. Yeah.
If you ever need a hotel when you come to NYC, I work for Marriott. Let me know, Mickey. I got discounts. Now you tell me, Rye. All these months. My good, I didn't know that. I'm joking, but maybe I will. Maybe I will. Thank you. Good to know. Very kind of you. More messages. Thank you. I also really want to go to that chicken place in Edinburgh. They're stunningly veggie friendly. They're stunningly lots of things. Yeah. D23, not B23. It's their Disney annual conference.
Oh, I did mean D23. That might have been my accent.
You're a long way away from the microphone,
yeah, no,
which,
sorry,
by the way, makes it look like I've positioned Aaron deliberately in the background.
D23 is because it's the fan club, and then there's the event itself and the convention, which are all tied and linked.
I was just going to say, we normally do this in a different room, and it was your idea to come in here because you weren't going to stay there the whole time. You were going to drift in and out. But
it's more just like, it just feels I feel a bit more relaxed here.
Aaron likes hanging out back there on the comfy sofa.
And it means that Mickey can read them out, and so I'm not paying. So it's like nice.
I wanted to make it seem like I hadn't relegated you to the blur in the background.
No.
Anything happening with Shucked? I assume you mean in London, and sadly, I've had no update since hearing that maybe they were going to transfer, but it didn't happen, which is very sad.
Yeah, I keep my fingers crossed of all the Olivier love and everything for them, but it's.
If they won, can you imagine the upset if they won Best New Musical? The nomination was a pretty big deal for them, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, right. By June, hopefully, I will have seen Kenrex and Mexodus. No, I've seen Kenrex already. But I hope you enjoy. I'm hearing great things about Mexodus, and I know that Kenrex is very special. Always wondered, where do you get your Playbill display frames? These ones, that's from IKEA. That's just an IKEA size. It takes a little bit of sorting out because they're just stuck in there. It's made for photo-sized photos like these. So I mount them over the top of the gaps, and so it kind of could potentially ruin the back cover if you were to ever want to try and take them out. But it's nice to display them. I think I only do it with duplicates, pretty much.
You only do it really with signed ones.
Yeah, those are signed ones. That's the signed Kimberly Akimbo Pride Bill.
Yeah, all of these are signed.
Maybe so Happy Ending from Preview.
Because the two of us go together, we'll have the one that's the one we can look through and read through, and then the one if we got it signed. That's right. Then go in here.
Rijksmuseum is Rijksmuseum. It is Dutch. I figured it was Dutch. I just wasn't sure on the pronunciation. Working on a brand new play with Coastal Theatre Company as crew in Waterlooville, Hampshire, UK in May 2026. Break a leg. Have you ever had a Levain? Have I had a Levain cookie? I love a Levain cookie. I was gifted 2 Levain cookies during the first ever meetup that we did in March 2023. Some amazing people.
We'll do another meetup in 2026.
Maybe. Been a long time. It has been a long time since a proper meetup. But yeah, some amazing people brought snacks, including Levain cookies, and I have been back to their premises a couple of times. I like a Levain cookie. It's nice. Any ideas for the In the Heights Encores casting?
If Diego is free.
Can Diego rap? Is a great conversation. I would love to see a Rachel Zegler Diego reunion. Can we start a petition?
Wait, for Rachel as Nina or Rachel
Vanessa.
as Vanessa? Yeah.
Vanessa. Rachel is absolutely. I mean, she'd be great at both. I think she looks and sounds like a Nina, but to know Rachel Zegler, she is more of a Vanessa, just as who she is, I think. But she's also very Nina-ish. It's hard. That is hard. To have her and Diego, I suppose Nina and Usnavi also kind of have a bond. I don't know. I was going to say, can we start a campaign now to put in the Usnavi all night? You barely even danced with me. Don't make me laugh. I've been crying all night. You've been shaking your ass for like half of the heights. I want to put that in Blackout in the stage show. We don't have to incorporate the other movie changes other than that one lyric, but I think that would be fun. How's wedding planning? ... Hopefully, maybe there's a big update coming soon. Maybe there's not. We're waiting to find out. Yeah, we're doing our best.
Yes.
We are doing something.
Yeah.
Almost for the last few years, whenever I was asked that, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to do that. We are doing
Venue
things.
securing just can be hard when you have an idea of where you want to get married.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to tell you what the plan is.
Our families.
Yeah, everyone's in the dark. So would our prospective guests.
Yeah.
Everyone wants an update, including us. What else do we have here? Will we see your review of the D&D play in Broadway? The D&D play in Broadway? Currently? In the past? Help me out.
20-Sided Tavern was there, but that was what?
Oh, I didn't do an official review of 20-Sided Tavern, but I talked about it a lot in the vlog when we went. That was off Broadway, but I loved it. I loved it as a theatre person and a D&D person. I thought it was great. Yeah. It's a great show. I think people should go regardless of if they understand D&D.
That hasn't come to the UK yet. It would do very well at a place like Riverside Studios.
It was touring when I was in San Diego. I saw it on the list of things that were coming there. Oh, Isaac, you went to see your friend yesterday as Simba in The Lion King at the Lyceum. Did a last-minute day trip down, and you're so happy they're the first cover. That's amazing. That's so cool to be able to do that. Lion King news coming soon, I will say. That's the line I immediately hear when people bring up In the Heights. Yeah, same. Do you watch much improv? I used to when I was younger, not live, but I would watch a lot of like improv comedy videos and TV shows. Big fan. Random question, what's your favorite Belvoir cordial flavors? That is a random question. Oh, Aaron's thought about it.
I just need to check if that's for brand, but I'm thinking it is.
Isaac, of course you know the Lion King news. Rye Jack Wolf was your guest speller.
Oh.
Jealous.
Oh, I don't know actually with Belvoir. I know that brand, but I haven't actually really had those.
What a fascinating question to basically end this live stream on. Heard anything about Broadway Fest this August? The lineup is insane, but I'm so curious how well attended, organized it will end up being. I'm very curious, and I have faith in the people who are putting it together.
I would probably say elderflower.
Aaron's going with elderflower.
Oh, there's an elderflower and rose.
That's his favorite Belvoir cordial flavor.
I don't think I've ever had it. I definitely had one of those before, but I can't remember.
Yeah. I'm going to try... Sorry, Belvoir is pronounced beaver. Beaver?
Belvoir.
How? Not the point. I am planning to go to the West End Flea Market again, yes. Glad that you enjoyed Two strangers and mincemeat on your last New York trip, enjoying those Brits on Broadway. I mean, not personally anymore, but the British shows on Broadway. Thank you, Catherine Quinn.
Oh.
Thank you for your support. Thank you for platforming me. Thank you very much. Catherine Quinn is here, everybody.
Oh.
Catherine Quinn, icon of the Broadway social media. Yeah, well, I have had a sort of a quiet back burner list of like 100k emails I was waiting to send. 100k emails is also the name of your inbox because that's how many emails that you have.
No, it's not.
No, but you have a lot of you because I organize my
I do have
emails.
a lot of emails.
You have.
Yeah.
It's not yet in the 100k range.
No.
That just means you're a very important, frequently emailed person.
Yeah, it's annoying. When I try and sort them out or go through and like deal with it, I realize that there's like another 30 coming.
Yeah. But yeah, I definitely will be sending some big emails. Oh, I think Catherine might be watching from the beginning. Everyone will figure that out. I think I'm probably going to conclude this now abouts. Thank you for joining, everybody, for these past 2 hours and 15 minutes. It's been lovely. I'm just remembering, I have a little bit of editing I need to do before some news emerges tomorrow morning. And then just another day of work ahead. But I wanted to do this because I haven't done a live stream in a while. And everyone had noticed that 100k had happened on a video that I shared on Friday. And so in all of the comments of that video, that was the one about the reviews and One Day in Scotland and Discourse. Everyone was like, congrats on 100k. And I was like, that's a really weird place for all those messages to end up. So let's do this to kind of just like, this can be the place where we celebrate that. But again,
so if you made it to the end of this
oh,
video,
here we
go back to the critics video and comment, congrats on 100k, I was on the live.
There you go.
To confuse people.
There you go.
I don't know, that's just a funny weird like joke. I don't know.
But thank you everybody sincerely for being among the 100,000 subscribers. It's wild and extraordinary and has taken some real work. I will say I don't want to diminish the work that's gone into it over the past 6 years, but it's also I owe it a lot to a lot of other people. Aaron James, of course, the small handful of other people who have also done historic editing for me. It was kind of like a different village of support back in the early days. I can't remember. There were different conversations that prompted me to even begin YouTube in the first place. It's been a really long time. And I'm very grateful to anybody and everybody who's been a part of that journey and who will continue to be, because I'm not about to retire. So new videos tomorrow, new videos every day this week, more vlog, more reviews, lots of reviews coming over the next couple of weeks, awards countdown, Olivier's, back to New York, and then the rest of this year, trips galore, shows galore. It's all happening. Multiple different productions of Cats. And if that's not something to be excited about, then I don't know what is. Thank you for joining this evening for the live stream. As always, we hope that everyone is staying safe and that you have a stagey day. I paused then for dramatic effect. I don't know what I was doing. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Subscribe. You already did. I don't need to tell you. Where do I? There it is. Bye-bye.